The video from Russia is incredible. A massive meteor traveling at 33,000 miles per hour, trailing a brilliant white contrail, hitting the atmosphere and exploding with the force of an atomic bomb.
Он упал куда-то, да? Ебать, а! Что это хуйня? Что это такое? Бомбардировка, нахуй! Артподготовка, блин!
Ебать, топ.
The eyes of the world today stunned by this image. This was debris from a meteor racing toward Earth, streaking across the sky there, crashing into the ground in those woods. And look at some of the other images emerging tonight. The cloudy trail the meteor produced, and on impact, this, carving a little pool into a frozen lake.
On the broadcast tonight, fire in the sky. A massive meteor crashes to Earth. 1,000 people injured in an explosion with the force of an atomic bomb. And it happened on the same day as another close encounter, the closest asteroid we've ever seen.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams.
Good evening. I'm Lester Holt in tonight for Brian. The sky is not falling, but you'd be forgiven if the thought crossed your mind after two spectacular but apparently unrelated cosmic close encounters today within just hours of each other. This morning in a remote part of Russia, some thought the world was ending when a 10-ton meteor, 5 stories tall, hurtled to Earth and exploded, causing a lot of injuries and doing a lot of damage without actually hitting anything. Its fiery descent was captured in vivid detail by numerous cameras. And then this afternoon, there was a very close call with a massive asteroid that whizzed by just 17,000 miles from our planet. In celestial terms, that is a very near miss. What do scientists make of all this? It was all one big cosmic coincidence.
It came out of nowhere, a bright speck in the sky, soon streaking across the horizon, followed by an almost apocalyptic scene, a blinding flash of light. And then all hell broke loose. Dizzying explosions, shattering windows, knocking these office workers to the ground. These students were lucky, protected by curtains from the flying glass, and these men barely escaped the blast.
Astonished witnesses around the city are drawn to gape at the smoky trail left by this fleeting apparition.
Снимаю.
Then, Nearly 3 minutes later, a series of explosions and shock waves reverberates. Battering the city and injuring more than 1,000 people. Everyone who sees it wants to know, what is it? Is it a sneak attack from a distant enemy? Or a plane coming apart in the air? A piece of space junk or a satellite? And why was there no warning?
Terrified residents thought the world was ending. People started to panic. Somebody screamed, "The end of the earth," he says.
People in the Urals in Russia have seen burning objects raining down from the sky after a meteorite exploded above the Earth, causing a meteor shower. Eyewitnesses reported several blasts rocking the region and as long trails of smoke in the air. And RT's Lucy Gafanov has more now. So, Lucy, what's going on there?
Hi there, Yulia. Well, remember, imagine you're driving to work on a beautiful, calm Friday morning, and suddenly a massive fireball appears out of nowhere in the sky. You're thinking to yourself, is this a plane crash? Is this a rocket attack? A UFO?
And in an amazing coincidence, the other space rock, an asteroid half the size of a football field, came whizzing by this afternoon. While the space station orbits 220 miles above the Earth, this afternoon's asteroid passed 17,000 miles above the Earth, much closer than many satellites that orbit 22,000 miles out.
An object as large as this passes by the Earth, we think, on average, about once every 40 years.
Two close calls today, with the world wondering what would have happened if either one had hit a city. Tom Costello, NBC News, Washington.
Double asteroid coming through. A massive asteroid with its own mini-moon will be blazing a trail close to Earth this weekend. According to NASA, asteroid 1999 KW4 is a binary system composed of a nearly mile-wide main body shaped like a walnut or spinning top, orbited by a smaller rock that is a third of a mile across. Each orbit takes 17.5 hours, according to the Las Cumbres Observatory. NASA reports that the asteroid has been doing flybys several times each century since the 1600s and will be making another close approach to Earth on May 25th. Although classified as potentially hazardous by the Minor Planet Center, the asteroid will be passing near Earth at a safe distance of more than 3 million miles, or over 13.5 lunar distances.
They are very small and dark relative to planets, and they don't reflect much sunlight, which makes finding these elusive rocks difficult. Many small asteroids passing close to the Earth aren't found until they are almost right over our heads. Of course, these close encounters occur almost daily and we never notice. More and more, however, thanks to NASA's Near-Earth Object Program, more are being seen earlier. NASA is currently keeping track of almost 8,000 known near-Earth objects, both asteroids and comets. The vast majority are small, less than 1 kilometer in diameter. One of them, an asteroid about 400 meters in diameter, has had our attention for some time. An asteroid known as Apophis. Named after the ancient great adversary of the Egyptian sun god Ra, Apophis was the embodiment of disillusion, darkness, and non-being. NASA first announced the discovery of the asteroid in December 2004, and initial calculations suggested that this body had an excellent chance of colliding with the Earth, with a chance of 1 in 37 that it would hit us. This announcement got a lot of attention.
And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp. And it fell upon the third part of the rivers, and upon the fountains of waters. And the name of the star is called Wormwood. And the third part of the waters became Wormwood. And many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, so as the third part of them was darkened. and the day shone not for a third part of it, and the night likewise. And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth, by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the three angels, which are yet to sound. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were opened. And another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books, according to their works.